Welcome to Million Mile Microscope, where we explore the universe's biggest questions, one small piece at a time. Today, we're tackling a mind-bending thought experiment. What if Earth suddenly stopped spinning for 5 seconds? It sounds impossible, and thankfully, it pretty much is. But imagining this scenario lets us understand just how crucial Earth's rotation is to life as we know it. Join me as we journey into this hypothetical disaster and uncover the chain reaction of events that would unfold. Fasten your seatbelts, space explorers, because things are about to get interesting. Our planet is in constant motion, whirling through space at incredible speeds. One of the most important motions is its rotation on its axis, the imaginary line passing through the North and South poles. This spin is what gives us day and night. Think about it. As Earth rotates, different parts of the planet face the sun. The side bathed in sunlight experiences day, while the side facing away experiences night. This constant rotation is a fundamental part of life on Earth, influencing everything from our sleep patterns to the weather. But what would happen if this motion suddenly stopped, even for a few seconds? The Earth's rotation is a legacy of its formation billions of years ago. Imagine a giant cloud of gas and dust swirling in the vastness of space. Over time, this cloud began to collapse in on itself due to gravity. As the cloud contracted, it started to spin faster and faster, just like a figure skater pulling their arms in during a spin. This spinning motion continued as the Earth formed, and it has been spinning ever since. This spin isn't just a cosmic coincidence, it's a fundamental property of our planet, and its sudden halt would have dramatic consequences. Section 4, 5 seconds of stillness, the atmosphere unleashed. Let's imagine the impossible happens. Picture this: the Earth, our ever-spinning home, suddenly comes to a complete stop. It's a scenario that defies the laws of physics and our understanding of the natural world, but for the sake of exploration, let's delve into this hypothetical situation. Earth comes to a screeching halt, even if just for 5 seconds. In those brief moments, the world as we know it would be thrown into chaos. The sudden cessation of the planet's rotation would have profound and immediate effects. While 5 seconds might seem short, the consequences would be anything but. Time is relative, and in this case, those 5 seconds would stretch into an eternity of catastrophic events. One of the most immediate and dramatic effects would be on our atmosphere. The air we breathe, the winds that shape our weather, and the very fabric of our climate would be disrupted in unimaginable ways. Remember, the atmosphere is a fluid, just like the oceans. It flows and moves, driven by the rotation of the Earth and the heat from the sun. This delicate balance is what keeps our weather systems in check. And just like the oceans, it's constantly moving due to Earth's rotation. The interplay between the spinning Earth and the atmosphere creates the wind patterns and weather phenomena we experience daily. If the Earth stopped spinning, the atmosphere would keep moving due to inertia, the tendency of a moving object to stay in motion. This principle of physics means that the air around us would continue its rapid movement, even as the ground beneath it came to a halt. This would unleash unimaginable winds, with speeds exceeding 1,000 miles per hour across the planet's surface. These winds would be unlike anything we've ever experienced, far surpassing the most powerful hurricanes and tornadoes. These winds wouldn't be gentle breezes either. They would be ferocious, relentless, and utterly devastating, capable of reshaping the landscape in mere moments. They would be powerful enough to level cities, strip forests bare, and scatter debris across continents. The sheer force of these winds would render the world unrecognizable, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. The atmosphere, once a life-sustaining blanket, would become a harbinger of chaos and ruin. Section 5, a tale of two hemispheres, uneven impacts. The impact of these supersonic winds wouldn't be uniform across the globe. The direction of Earth's rotation means that the atmosphere at the equator is moving faster than the atmosphere at the poles. If Earth stopped spinning, the difference in momentum between the atmosphere at the equator and the poles would be even more extreme. This means the strongest winds would be concentrated near the equator, unleashing their full fury on this region. The poles, while still experiencing powerful winds, would be relatively less affected. However, no corner of the Earth would be spared from the destructive power of a suddenly static atmosphere. Section 6. Reshaping our world. The Earth flexes. As if supersonic winds weren't enough, stopping Earth's rotation would have another devastating effect on the planet itself. The very fabric of our world would be tested in unimaginable ways. The Earth isn't a perfectly rigid sphere. It's a dynamic, living entity, constantly in motion and ever-changing. It's more like a giant, flexible ball, slightly flattened at the poles and bulging at the equator due to the centrifugal force of its spin. This bulge is a testament to the immense forces at play. If Earth stopped spinning, this centrifugal force would disappear. The consequences of such a change would be profound and far-reaching. The bulge at the equator would recede, and the planet would try to redistribute its mass, attempting to achieve a more perfect, spherical shape. This process wouldn't be smooth or gentle. This sudden shift in mass would trigger colossal earthquakes and volcanic eruptions on a scale never witnessed before. The energy released would be catastrophic. The Earth's crust would crack and buckle under the immense pressure, reshaping continents and altering the very face of our planet. The landscapes we know today would be unrecognizable. Cities would crumble and entire regions would be devastated. Humanity would face unprecedented challenges in the wake of such a global catastrophe. The atmosphere would also be affected, leading to unpredictable and extreme weather patterns. Storms, droughts, and other climatic events would become more frequent and severe. Scientists would scramble to understand and mitigate the effects, but the sheer scale of the changes would be overwhelming. Our understanding of the Earth would be forever altered. The Earth flexes and adapts, but the cessation of its spin would push it to its limits. This hypothetical scenario reminds us of the delicate balance that sustains life on our planet. Section 7, the aftermath, a world transformed. The combined effects of supersonic winds, crustal shifting, and volcanic eruptions would be catastrophic. Imagine winds so powerful that they could strip the paint off buildings, uproot trees, and send debris flying at lethal speeds. The very air would become a weapon, tearing through anything in its path. Meanwhile, the ground beneath our feet would betray us. Massive earthquakes would ripple through the crust, causing the land to heave and crack. Volcanic eruptions would spew ash and lava, darkening the skies and adding to the chaos. Structures, even those built to withstand the strongest earthquakes, would crumble into dust. Skyscrapers, bridges, and homes would all be reduced to rubble. The very infrastructure that supports modern civilization would be obliterated. Roads would split open, railways would twist and bend, and power lines would snap, plunging entire regions into darkness. The loss of these critical structures would make rescue and recovery efforts nearly impossible. Coastal cities would be swallowed by monstrous tsunamis triggered by the shifting ocean waters. These towering waves would surge inland, sweeping away everything in their path. Buildings, vehicles, and people would be carried off by the relentless force of the water. The aftermath would leave behind a landscape of devastation, with entire communities erased from the map. The salt water would contaminate freshwater supplies, making survival even more difficult for those who remain. The delicate balance of Earth's ecosystems would be thrown into chaos. Forests would ignite from the intense heat and volcanic activity, leading to widespread wildfires. These fires would consume vast tracts of land, destroying habitats and displacing countless animals. The smoke and ash would further pollute the air, making it difficult to breathe. The loss of plant life would disrupt the food chain, affecting every species that relies on these ecosystems for survival. The massive loss of life, both human and animal, would be staggering. Communities would be torn apart, families separated, and countless lives lost. The emotional and psychological toll on survivors would be immense. Emergency services would be overwhelmed, struggling to provide aid to those in need. The sheer scale of the disaster would make it difficult to reach everyone, leaving many to fend for themselves in a world turned hostile. The planet would be scarred and transformed, a testament to the destructive power of a seemingly simple event, a 5-second pause in Earth's rotation. The landscape would be unrecognizable, marked by deep fissures, collapsed structures, and scorched earth. The natural beauty of our world would be replaced by a grim reminder of the forces that lie beneath the surface. This new reality would challenge our very understanding of the planet we call home. In the aftermath, the survivors would face a world vastly different from the one they knew. They would have to navigate through the ruins of their former lives, searching for loved ones and salvaging what little they could. The sense of loss and uncertainty would be overwhelming, but the human spirit is resilient. Communities would come together, finding strength in unity and hope in the face of despair. Rebuilding in a world ravaged by such forces would be a monumental challenge, one that would test the limits of human resilience. The process would be slow and arduous, requiring immense resources and cooperation. But humanity has always risen to the occasion, finding ways to adapt and rebuild. This new world, though scarred, would be a testament to our enduring spirit and determination to survive against all odds.